Zordon being in a tube. Maybe we'll never see it again. I don't know. This is the second time now that Zordon will be represented as a face poking out of a wall.
Oh my God.
Thanks to Ranger ESP. I assume that means Spanish. I'm not sure. But anyway.
Yeah, probably.
The concept of Zordon para la nueva temporada de Power Rangers Ninja Kidz. Well put. Anyway, this is just concept art. We are not being shown the real deal. I assume it will be less goopy looking, like he's not like poking his face out of a birthday cake, but who knows? Maybe that's how Zordon appears to the Ninja Kidz Power Rangers, is he just, rises up out of confectionery goods. Rangers. It's in my cake.
I mean, we've seen that in other series too. I mean, Halloween Town did it.
Zordon being right. Zordon being in the wall, though, is something that Power Rangers 2017 did with Bryan Cranston, because they were like, we have Bryan Cranston. He's an award-winning actor. Let's completely not use anything that made him famous and instead just make him a grumpy old wall man. As I stressed before, this is the Ninja Kidz collaboration with Hasbro and Netflix. Now, Netflix is the one that negotiated this. Hasbro was just sort of like, oh, yeah, sure, whatever. We also got some concept art for Alpha. Now, I can't tell you if this is going to be the actual Alpha in the presentation, in the Ninja Kidz presentation or not, as this is concept art. So what we're looking at is just like, this is what it could be. And I don't know what the scene is from. It could just be something to screen test, the purple light with the CGI character.
Looks pretty decent.
Yeah. They tried to modernize it while giving it like that we've been around for a while look.
Better than the Alpha in 2017. Holy crap.
That still Well, they made him talk like he was the host of a late night show or something like that he was trying to crack jokes all the time, be a wiseacre and all that stuff. It's just very strange. We have a preview of their concept Megazord. This is not the final piece of their Megazord. And as you can see, they have really Transformers primed the look of the character.
It does. It looks so like straight out of Transformers. It don't look like this. It's like a skin for a Transformers game. There we go.
Yeah, the collab is only 4 episodes long. It's not like they have to worry about it though. Marketing it, Sakuramita, they have Netflix pushing it, as well as the Playmates Power Rangers account pushing it as well. So they don't have to worry about it. It's a YouTube production. We wouldn't want it. I wouldn't want it to be something that completely went off the rails into Hollywood territory. Right now, it is on the edge of being a standard Power Rangers production. Yeah. So I don't think that's a problem, It could always get worse.
Oh, it could.
This collab with the Ninja Kidz got us thinking about the reboot with Disney+. Mansom says, filming anywhere but America, some of the best seasons of Power Rangers were filmed in the States. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not defending Hasbro. I'm just clarifying that they're probably doing this because they want it to look exotic.
Yeah, I could see that.
That's really the only reason I think they do this, is in order to give people the idea that Power Rangers is ancient, and you're just not going to get that out of New York. I think this is what Hasbro is trying to do. I think they're trying to not tie Mystic Knights to Power Rangers, but they're trying to go that route, that the Power Rangers are an ancient order of knights. And that's what they're trying to pull out of this, to try and maybe not legitimize the Power Rangers, but skip over what makes a Power Ranger important to the story.
Didn't
so
we
they
see
can
that
get
in
into the
Mystic
kicking.
Force though?
Mystic Force was Nick was the only one that was destined to become this character. The other ones, the magic chose them. Nick was destined to be the Red Ranger in that story. The other ones were chosen by Udana or the book, or I think.
And then there was the Sixth Ranger that was a knight that
Daggeron, yes.
Yeah, Daggeron. Yeah.
Yep. And that was his whole thing, being the Mystic the Mystic Gold Ranger or something like that. The Solaris Knight. That's who he was. He was the Solaris Knight. And that, again, like I think that's the route they're trying to go with this, is because Disney is a magic company. That's what their whole brand is, magic and wonder. So they're obviously going to drag it in that direction. And because Hasbro's just like, yeah, whatever, dude, we're going to give up on it. This doesn't work. So have at it. The problem is you're going to have the Percy Jackson guys who are in charge of the Power Rangers reboot going through and Percy Jacksoning it. The Percy Jackson guys that make the Percy Jackson television show, not the movies, those guys are coming back to do this Power Rangers thing. And so that tells me the direction that Disney's going in is this mythos, magic. Sentai doesn't use a lot of magic in their storytelling. There's some of it here and there, but Sentai tends to lean on technology and reality warping and that sort of thing. There are magical stories, there are magical villains, don't get me wrong, but more often than not, the magic is sort of demon-based, and it's really only meant to transport characters back and forth, whereas like the magical Sentais have curses, magic-based mecha, that sort of thing. Power Rangers in the USA from the USA, quote unquote, is going to have to say we are rooted in magic, which makes us separate from Sentai. It's the only direction they have to go. They're not smart enough to create something that is multivaried, that we're not trying to make Power Rangers into a like mystic order of protectors, but they are not smart enough to realize that by doing this, it's trapped them into the Mystic Knight route, where the only direction you can go is continuing the ancient order of the Power Rangers, and that's not going to work. You remember how stupid it was when Transformers tried this? Yeah. Merlin was a drunkard to begin with, and he was working with the ancient Cybertronians that fucked off the Earth for no reason. But we'll have to deal with it, I guess. That's not helping. So anyway, as you can see, the armors were an attempt to tokusatsu the ancient knight armor, English knight armor. There's also some Nordic influence, but of course English and the Vikings were more closely related than anybody would like to admit. So these were well done to try and explain like these aren't Power Rangers, but they're like 9/10 of the way to Power Rangers. And so if you like Power Rangers, come check out the Mystic Knights. And it couldn't get grounded. It just couldn't get grounded. Now, personally, I think the biggest problem is that they never tried to legitimize the Mystic Knights as anything other than their own contained thing. Masked Rider had a crossover with the Power Rangers. Mystic Knights didn't get one.